The overarching theme of the album really is kind of a discovery of who I've become and who I want to be. It's also talking about how we as the church, or really as people of the world, can influence change so much, and we can hold on to this idea of love and we can actually implement it into the situations in our lives, because not just the church, but the entire world really has this infatuation, this obsession with talking about change, talking about things that we can do and all the wrong things in the world. But when we said, hey, well then let's go do this, it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a difficult thing. And it is, and it's very difficult. Love is not easy. It's a choice that we have to get up and every day say that I'm gonna love people. So the overarching theme of the album is just my, I guess, thoughts on life and thoughts on who I am today and who I want to be and who I want to influence and who just, the person I've become. White Lies is the first song. It's kind of the intro, leads you into the entire album. Starts out pretty soft, with just me and the piano. And the lyrics of the song, all my white lies have become the blackest sins. It talks about how we can become so guilty of even the smallest sins that we commit, that we feel that we aren't good enough. We feel that we're broken, and we're very broken. But how when we feel that guilt, we can't see the redemptiveness and the hope and the salvation and the rescue that we have. And so the song then goes into a big chorus that has this line that I got from the singer of 10th Avenue North. And that line says, I'm not struggling to be free, I'm free to struggle. In Christ, we are free to struggle, and we are not struggling to be free. And I just thought that line was really cool, and it really had something to say, so I decided to put it in there. So that kind of caps up that song. The liar goes into that thing where we're talking about what we want to do and what kind of change we want to see in the world, but that change is hard to implement, and having an effect on culture is difficult, but it's possible. You and I can change the world, and we can make a difference, and that's so real. But I don't want to lie. I don't want to say that's not hard, because it's really hard.
And we could work together to make something out of nothing. What are we doing? Shouting with our pride.
What Are We Doing? It's kind of the softer, more laid back, more thoughtful song. What are we doing? Shouting with our pride. A lot of the times we get really defensive. We, as in the church, we get really defensive about the things we believe, and we get so defensive about them that we kind of forego the things that we believe in to defend those things. And so it kind of talks about, what's the point of talking about your faith with people when you're not showing that faith, you're not showing the things you believe, you're not showing the love that you've been shown.
Don't they need a rescue?
What a disaster. it talks about it also talks about the brokenness of the culture of the church. It talks about how all the time I personally see these revolutions or these movements come up in the world, and how people are just excited and they're stoked for things, and then they just kind of die down. There's a lot of all the conferences people go to, retreats, summer camps, and things like that, where you go for a certain amount of time and you get really psyched about stuff. You get really psyched about making a change in the world, or following Christ better, learning to love and learning to pray, and those things. You get really excited and you leave, and then you get thrown back into your life, and you get thrown back into the things that occupy your mind. And it kind of shows the brokenness of us, and it shows how we're not perfect, and it kind of focuses on that. But there's redemptive qualities in the song too. There's not just a focus on how hopeless we are. I don't want to come off as somebody who thinks we're hopeless, because we're not.
Down. Can it be saved now?
The Reason I Live, it's the last song on the EP, and it really is a song that just kind of sums up my thoughts and sums up all the songs on the EP. And it starts off really quiet with, I've grown up under this roof, these memories live in these walls. I got the idea from the song when I was at home. I was just sitting in the living room thinking about the place that I was sitting in. I've been in this house my entire life. The memories that are here, these memories have formed who I am today. Who I am is in the influence of these walls. My faith started here. My faith started here. My beliefs, just the person I am, not only, in Christ, not only just, who I am personally, but who I am in Christ, was formed a lot there. And so that song kind of leads into thoughts of who I am and who I am today, over these past 24 years, who I've become. Am I okay with the person I've become? I'd be sadly mistaken if I didn't want to include everybody in my music, because it really is. The overall arching themes of each song and just the entire EP can really resonate with more than just Christians. It can resonate with more than just agnostic people, atheists, or whatever it is you believe. A lot of those ideas can really ring throughout the entire world. So I don't want to push people away.